And welcome back. Oh, so nice to see you. Thank you for checking us out, too. Our next guest is a Black multidisciplinary theater artist who is based in New York and finds importance in performing and creating in theater, as well as teaching others about it. So please welcome to the show, Sifiso Mabena. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I wanted to look
Hi.
down to make sure that I got the name right because, you pronounce it like what?
My surname, my last name,
Yes, you pronounce it like what?
Sifiso Mabena.
Sofisa Mabena. Okay, I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure we got that curved right. Sofisa, what does a Sofiso mean?
Sifiso means wish.
Wish. All right, I'm going to write
Yeah.
that down. Wish
I'm
upon a
an only
star.
child.
Oh, you
I
are?
think that my parents were excited, yeah, that I was
Ah,
their wish.
oh, beautiful. And Mabina, of course, is your family name.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
beautiful. So tell us about some of the things that you've been doing. You got into what you're into right now. How did you get into it? Where did it all come from?
When I was 6, I just announced to the family that I was going to be an actor. I had like an essay to write in primary school, and I wrote that when I grow up, I'm going to be an actor.
Oh, wow.
And from the mouth of babes, I guess,
Yeah.
because that's exactly what I went on to do. And I think my first professional job was when I was 19. I was still studying at university. I went to Rhodes University in South Africa.
Yeah.
And in my second year, I got a job in a Shakespeare play playing Paulina
Ah.
in A Winter's Tale. And I think that was my first professional start. But all through school, I was involved in like theater competitions, in writing, in performing, like making speeches. I just have
Yeah.
always loved the stage.
But you see how it works? Oh, look at you. Wait a
The
minute.
show, that's my first professional
Is it?
job. Yeah.
What show was that?
That was A Winter's Tale, and I was playing Paulina, and
Uh,
that was when the queen had died, and I was upset about it.
wow, you can tell you're into character and everything. You were right there. Right there.
Oh.
And you've been doing it for some time, but see, it's always important to tell what you want to do. When you say it, you better believe it because what you say you're going to follow and you
Yeah.
may become that. What is this right here?
This was the last show I did right before the pandemic. This closed in February of 2020.
Uh-huh.
This was Riddle of the Trilobites at New Victory Theater, and I played Afra. I'm
Uh-huh.
also a puppeteer. Um, I think that this show is the thing that sort of made people call me a puppeteer. It started as a rumor, and eventually I really became a puppeteer, and that show I think was a big part of that.
Yeah. Wow. See, you're following a lot of those things that are just coming out. So yeah, I can do that. I can do that too. I can do the multidisciplinary theater stuff. Now,
Yeah,
what makes it multidisciplinary?
that that's a really good question. Is that it's multiple ways of storytelling. I think of it as multiple modes of storytelling.
Uh,
That here maybe music and singing is most effective in telling this story or sharing this story. Here maybe puppetry is the best way to share this. Maybe it's like drama, like a well-made play. Maybe it's dance, right? And so my work is really about intuitively following what mode of storytelling is best for this
yeah.
current issue that we're dealing with.
And you're also a teacher. Look at you. You're in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do your
Right.
students call you?
So it depends. So I was a high school teacher before I moved to America,
Uh-huh.
and I taught at an international high school, and they called me Miss Mabena.
Uh-huh.
And ma'am. I was referred to as ma'am or Miss Mabena.
Uh-huh.
But then when I started teaching at colleges, at LaGuardia Community College, they
Oh,
insisted on calling me Professor Mabena or Professor Sifiso, which I was like, just call me Sifiso. And at Sarah Lawrence, everyone just called me Sifiso, which was great.
That's beautiful. Now, wait a minute. We have a clip of you doing your thing. Let's go to that clip. Let's show a piece of this.
I am a negative Zimbabwean. Like an art. I had this art teacher, and she told me that I could draw by not focusing on the outline of an object, but rendering the negative space around it. I wasn't there when my country was formed as a nation, but I learned from my family and from school that I should be.
So, Sifiso, tell us what that was all about there.
That's an excerpt from the show that I just performed at Dixon Place earlier this year in the summer, called Sunflower.
Uh-huh.
And Sunflower was really an exploration about family and nation, and how like nations are like families and families are like nations in many ways. And all of the love that exists in families exists in nations, and all of the complicated feelings that we have in family and the tensions exist in countries. And so I was coming to terms with that for myself, but also using my personal story to do that. So I recently found out, you were asking me how to pronounce my last name, Mabena. I actually just found out that my family has a different name, and that I'm not the tribe I grew up believing that I was. And so Sunflower was an exploration of that personal story of me coming to terms with that, and also about making home in new places. We hear a lot of stories about people who are uprooted from their places, like because of famine or war. But there are also instances where people uproot themselves in search of better opportunities for themselves. And I wanted to share that story. So that's what you were watching just now.
Great, great, great. I like the work that you're doing. Yeah. I really, really
Thank
love it.
you.
I love it.
Thank you.
Where can people find more about you and what you're doing?
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram. My handle is at Fiso Pearl. I also have a website, fisopearlmabena.com. And yeah, that's where I mostly post what the goings on are.
Beautiful.
And that's my email too. You can email me if you like need any advice. I love talking to people. I love connecting with artists and hearing people's stories.
Well, you're definitely a pearl. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing, okay?
That's so kind. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Truly an honor.
Sifiso. Yes, Sifiso Mabena. We appreciate you and thank you. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Go forth and teach the world. Thank you. All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. We want to thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank all of our tuners for tuning in. Our tuners, yes, thank you for tuning in and checking it all out. Make sure you follow us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time. And always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. Join hosts Kip and Arlene, Darren Jaime, and Rena Valentine on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for all new episode of Open. And I'll catch you over 107.5 WVLS. Catch you another day, another way. I love you all. The Dr. Bob Lee.